Hey everybody, welcome back to Shapes.io. I'm Joe Mama, your host. So I had to pause it for a second because we're on level 18 and I think actually we're about to tier up somewhere. We're about to tier up. Oh, right here. Okay. So yeah, we are about to tier up, but a few things have happened. We are on level 18 and look at the shape that we have to make. Looks kind of like this sort of Batman green demon sort of thing. And we're going to be unlocking the 180 degree rotator, which is pretty cool. So if we need to flip something over, we only have to rotate it once with one machine instead of two. So we also have unlocked, actually let me back up just a little bit. If you look at these shapes coming in right now, actually let's go to F. And you see this shape right here. This is a shape we were aiming for to level up when we quit last time. And then I think it was either one or both of these that we had to get for the next level. And I think it was definitely this one was at least one of them. I can't remember if we needed to get this shape to level up. I don't know. But this one, basically it's just taking this shape and put it on top of a blue half circle looking thing there. Or actually kind of looks like a clock, doesn't it? But anyway, yes, we just had to make this. And I'll show you the quite intricate zone that we built just for that. Oh my goodness, this whole thing right here. So I did this off camera. Oh, also this was for making this shape right here. So you can see that we're very deep in the process of making those right here. In fact, we're almost ready to tier up on that one. And I'm pretty sure, actually, that the next shape in that sequence is just basically going to be putting a white circle on top of it. So basically, it's going to be a 4-tier shape, 4 levels. So we'll see how that goes. And let's see, what else do we have here? This is the other thing we were working on. That was that shape right there. And then we bring this thing around. And is it right about here? Yes, this is where we introduce this, I don't know what you'd call it, but this little round-overed square, I guess. And we introduce it to some of them. And I kind of put counters on here because I just wanted to take a look at the throughput and see if the splitters were indeed even, and they are. If we have 8 per second here, this splitter makes 4 per second per belt, and then we split that. This becomes 2, and then this 2 per second gets added to the 4 that was left here, and that becomes 6. So yeah, so basically this kind of arrangement, there's the numerical proof that 3/4 of the contents of this belt with this arrangement will be left, and 1/4 is redirected. So that's what I was doing because these were not being consumed very quickly, and these were being produced or meeting the demand very quickly. So I figured, well, let's get this one up right here because, I mean, basically we've only got half of what's required to tier up, and this one's almost done. Actually, it's got about 7K to go. Also, look at this shape here. This is another change. If you've seen my previous videos before this series regarding Shapes.io, then you know that this is a new shape. It looks pretty straightforward to produce, I think. I think it's going to be fairly easy. All it is kind of the Uno football. It's not an egg, it's a sort of a football. It's like a purple Uno football. And basically quad sliced, reassembled, and then having a white star stacked on top of it, which there's another thing. So if we hit number 5, look, we have 2 different slicers. Oh, there's the upgrade we were counting on. Now we have a quad slicer. That appeared during one of our routine level ups. It's nothing new, which is why I didn't include it on video. Okay, so this one is good to go. Let's go ahead and upgrade. Yep, there it is. White circle on top. So maybe we can do that. And then this one will build up as well. And then possibly we can retask all of this equipment to work on this shape, because once we tier these up, they're probably going to become this shape. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not. If it's anything like the last one was, then this shape was the shape that was here that you'll see in my videos. It was repeated. The tier 6 requirement was the same across the board, the same shape. I don't know. We'll find out. Also, this is being produced. I set this up pretty... Let's see, can we go take a look at that? Lots of very Christmas color theme, I guess you could say. And it's all set up over here, so it's slowly doing its thing, as you can see. And what is the holdup at this point? I realize they're not being made very fast. Okay, it's these stackers. They're just not terribly fast. I suppose I could build more, but not a big deal at the moment. But here's what I want to do. Let's go to the hub, and let's... oh yeah, I was going to show you this shape right here. If you can't guess, it is basically a half of a green four-pointed star, and on it is stacked a green circle, and on that is stacked a yellow half circle with the edge, with the rounded edge facing downward. And let's take a look. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and release it. I didn't know how long it was going to take to get to 20K if I just go ahead and release it into the hub, but let's do that. Let's let it get started. And it can be doing that. It's working, right? No? No? Oh, come on. It's pointing the wrong way. Dadgummit. There we go. Okay. So now they're being produced. Let's take a look at the mechanism of its production. Okay. These belts can go away from previous attempts. Got to clean up my mess. That's one thing you have to do. I mean, this game, the hub is only so big. You only have 16 inputs. But the requirements are way more than 16, the varied requirements. So yeah, you're going to have to clean up previous assemblies to get work done. All right, where is this thing? Here we are. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that this will catch up. I think in a little bit we're going to see this belt actually rebalance out. You know what? Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll rebalance it. There we go. And yes, I know it's going to go back down to 1, but if we even it out like that, there we go. There it goes. And it goes down to 1 belt. Goes down to 1 belt. Excellent. Okay. Okay, so that's how we produce those, and look at, oh my gosh, all of that, all of this basically is for producing that piece, but I tapped off of the watermelon slice production because clearly we're not doing that anymore. So there's a little bit of lag. There is a little bit of lag. Yeah, so we're not doing the watermelon slices, so I figured I might as well use it for something. And let's take another look at what we've got going on. All right, so I think what we'll do is we'll work on this piece right here, and then basically it's a waiting game and see which finishes first. So let's go ahead and work on this piece right there, and that way I think that's the only piece in the upgrade section. Oh, aside from the tier 6, of course, but this is the only tier 5 piece that we have not got a production on. So I say we go ahead and make that go away. Okay, so I'd say that the thing to do is to tap right here, and we might be able to make this happen. But here's an interesting factoid. I'd like to try something. That's not the factoid I'm talking about. But something I forgot to tell you is that we have a new tile for coloring things, and that is the, let's see, the double painter. It colors the shapes on the left inputs with the color from the top input. So basically, we can color, oh yeah, it does 1 item per second. Hang on. Okay, it says it does 1 item per second, but it does 2 items with 1 bit of paint. So there's that. And I'm wondering if that would help us here, if there's any way we could make that work. If we bring in, basically we want to funnel half of these. We want to take half of these, or you know what? Let's see, we'll actually do this. and to give ourselves plenty of room to work with, let us reroute. Let's put a bypass here. So these are the ones that because if we look at, dadgummit, if we look at F again, if we look at our upgrades, we still need some of this piece. We need 60,000 of them. But we're going to have to skim off some of them to make the 50,000 of these pieces that we're going to need. So let's put the bypass up that way and let us... Okay, so that's the bypass. And now we have room in here to insert these white circles, which I guess we'll just... I don't know, maybe we can leave this as is. I don't know. We might be able to. I'd say the first step is to put a whole bunch of tunnels in. And then we'll think about how we want to do this. Okay. How can this work? Oh yeah, I see how we can do it. First of all, that gives us... So 4 belts can come through here. Unless we do some belt weaving, which, if you know from Factorio, is something that's possible. Is something that can be done. Oops, that's a problem. Okay, as convoluted as it is, that is my tapping off of the white circles. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 feeds, which, if you haven't noticed, that's the way I roll when I do these things. I usually have 8 feeds because the Tier 2 belt can go under a maximum of 8 belts. So therefore, it makes sense to have your system centered around 8 belts. So that's what I do. So now that I've got the circles, now the next step is going to be to stack them on top of this piece. So I'm basically going to have to split these up and run them through stackers, with these being on the left and these circles coming in from the right. And I think I'm going to set up 4 stackers, I think. Okay. There we go. And that's the shape we're looking for right there. There we have it. So clearly it's going to take a little while to make it, to make enough of these things. But this is just kind of to get us rolling. I don't know about making a whole dedicated production line, like a very big production line just for these things. I'm content to wait that out. But anyway, so there we go. That's getting that done. Now let's see where we're at on everything else. Okay, so clearly we've got some waiting to do. In the meantime, what I think I will do is I'm going to go ahead and start working on this piece right here, because I just have a feeling it's going to be a big deal. A lot will be answered when either of these two get done. Actually, this one as well, but that's going to be a while. But I'm thinking this one will be done first, and then if it's the same as that, then we'll know just how important that piece is. The fact that that's only 25K and this is 50K tells me that piece, yes, 25K for that tier, but I think you're going to see that every tier is going to require it. So we're actually going to have to make probably 150,000, possibly even more if that's what the final shape is. Although this is for shape 18. Level 18. This shape we're working on is level 18. So there's a 19, and I am pretty sure that there is a level 20 in this game. I don't remember how I know, but I'm pretty sure there is. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, notice something. Since we upgraded, something sped up a lot because these belts with the teardrop shape and the purple square shape, they had room to spare. Not so much anymore. Which tells me that I think the, oh my goodness, yeah. I think that something, probably the stackers or whatever, I think their efficiency increased. And the belt did not keep up because the belt was not upgraded. So this is a case where we're going to have to run another belt to keep up with the changes. I mean, that's a good thing. That means these shapes are going to be processed a lot quicker. I am okay with that. Yep, there we go. Okay, so the 2 belts were enough because now we see gaps. Now we see that the belts are keeping up, and the stackers and painters and whatnot are at their. They'd have to be at their full capacity. You know what? This is on the belt. Let's go ahead and add it. There we go. Eventually, that'll drain off, or at the very least, it will it'll thin out, like traffic that has gone through a constriction and is now free. It will free up here in just a little bit, which let me double check that. Yep, right there. It's freed up. Okay, constriction is complete. Okay, so what did I say? We're going to try to work on the purple football. I'd really like to. I'm thinking that this is probably done with. I think, in fact, I'm willing to bet. Oh, you know what I don't see? I don't. Do I not see that the teardrop shape anymore? Oh no, we need that, of course. Duh, we need that for currency. We need that for currency so we can make blueprints. But that purple shape, here's the deal. Here's how this works. When we have already met the requirement for the tier for going up to tier 6, or is it tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? To tier 5. Once we get tier 5, and then we start working on tier 6, all of these requirements will go away, just like they did up here. See, these are all gone. So the fact that we're green here tells me that we've got enough purple squares. We've got enough white circles that are, slave to it anyway. Same goes for all of these, because once we upgrade all of these requirements that, like these right here, all of these will go away, which means, perfect. Which means we're done with the minty things. We're done with those. All of these we're done with, so we can actually start to remove them and free up some space, or use them for other stuff. All right. So let's go back toward the center hub, and let's reevaluate. Let's take a look at what we've got and what we can get rid of. What we can retask. I mean, maybe some of these things we can reuse. Okay, so these mints don't need to go on the belt. They can stop. But then they're going to plug up. They are going to bind up because we're producing way too many of them. We don't need that many. But we'll think about that later. Okay. Oh, these. Are we done with these? Yeah, we're totally done with these pieces right here. We can stop that. Huh. Okay. This is just taking up space right now. Same with these squares. All of this we can make go away. Oh, but these white things right here. Oh, we need those. We need those. Yes, sir. The stackers we can keep. The yellow circles, we've already got a source of yellow circles. We don't need those. So let's see, these red stars, let's go ahead and cut across them. These yellow circles, is there anything? Wow, a whole bunch of them. We might be able to use the yellow paint later, but these circles we do not need. We may eventually need them later, but I'll tell you what, let's go ahead, cut them off. And this is just a painter right here. We can get rid of that. I'm keen to keep the yellow paint right there. I'm keen to keep that. But, oh, actually, well, in which case we'd probably want to keep the painter too. Okay, so I'm going to do a bunch of cleanup then, and we'll be back. Okay, did a whole bunch of cleanup, and cleaned up the look of the hub quite a bit, so we've got a lot that's no longer showing up. Take another look at this. Okay, we still need that. We still need this. That's still on the way. We got rid of all of this. We got rid of all of this, and this is still here, but again, we're going to probably use it. I've been working on, where is it? I've been working on the three-quarter football, and that's what we've got so far. I've got some machines that are working on that, so that's going to take care of that. But we've got the fuchsia color, and I will probably reuse that. The white as well. See if we can retask these white painters to actually for that. No, for that's going to stay. But up here, rather, that's right. These white circles could probably be retasked to make, or whatever it is that's making them, or tapping them, we can just retask all of this to handle white, white four-pointed stars and purple three-quarter footballs. So there we go. So we'll run you know what we could do right now? We'll just go ahead and cap that right there and just let that run its course. All right, there we go. So we got the counterclockwise rotator. It allows you to turn a shape 180 degrees. Awesome. What's the next level? Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, we have our tasking then. Let's go to the hub. So there we go. We have to make the three-quarter football thingy. That's what we need to make to go to and a compact splitter. Oh, yeah. That's right. We can split. The splitter is only one block, but you have to select whether or not it's a splitter or a merger. Got it. Okay. So that makes sense. Now, if we could just get one of these to finish up, that would be really nice. Okay, so those squares are done. I think we can pretty much delete anything that creates squares up here. And we'll bring in the three-quarter footballs. And then the things that we'll merge it with, well, can we well, I guess we're going to have to set up a place to make white paint, it looks like. But the making these stars is not going to be too much of a problem. I've got these machines here. This bank of machines will shave a shape in half and save the right-hand side, and then rotate. It'll save the right-hand side, scrap the left, and then it will take two right-hand sides and put them together to make a complete shape. So for something like that, if we wanted to make a white star, unless we can find stars just outright, I don't know that we can. I don't know. The amount of freedom that I'd give myself to start deleting stuff, oh, right here could work. Oh, you know what? This could actually work. Yes, you know what? This is what we're going to do. We'll put it right here. And what we're going to do is have these things use the brand new 180-degree rotator. That way the right side gets preserved. How about that? And then we'll take the rotator, which is number 6, and 180. Well, okay, we've reached the point where we can upgrade to tier 6 on extraction, so let's go ahead and hit the upgrade. Ah, sure enough, there we go. It's the same shape. Good. So I'm thinking we can expect that to be the case across the board, and if that's the case, then we need to ramp up production of that. And as you can see, I've already started some production, and I'll show you where we're at. It took me a little while, but I've already got it done. Let's see, can I actually... See, I'm thinking I can actually bring this down. The belt speed has increased somewhat, so I think we can bring that down to 1 belt. And I'll show you the operations that produce this, and it's moving along, but could be a whole lot faster. Okay, so I basically just retasked the existing system and had it process new shapes. And in this case, it's producing stars now instead of, I think it was white circles. And here we've got the white being produced. We've got the white pigment being produced. All these white circles are still here. And everything was so far down here, I didn't want to, well, I guess I could have, but I guess I can remove these belts down to this point. Actually, yeah, I definitely can, can't I? Wait a second. Oh, here's where they get painted. Okay. And then all of the, okay, yeah, all of this, I guess, can go away. And then here are, of course, the footballs that we made earlier, the 3/4 footballs. And they're just coming up here getting painted fuchsia. And then they're immediately brought over here where they're mixed with the white stars, and there you go. So obviously, it's going fairly slow by comparison. I mean, we need 25,000 of them, but we've got 3.7. So that's going to take a little bit of time. But we're going to let it run its course. You know what? I want to see how many per second we're producing. How many? If I put the little meter on it, how many are we producing? It's going to be right around, okay, so about 8. We're producing about 8 per second. How much does a belt? A belt can move 12 items per second. Okay, so we're right at 8. So if we do 8 items per second, that would mean that, let's see, a minute being 60 seconds and an hour being 60 minutes, then we're looking at 3,600 seconds per hour, and in an hour, 3,600 times 8, what would that be? So about 29,000 per hour, if that's right. So so this would have to go probably for another, I don't know, 50 minutes or so before it would finish. So it's going to be a little while, but you know what? We'll come back before that happens. Okay, well, it seems like I lied a little bit. Actually, it seems that we're not coming back before it happens. We're coming back a little while after it happens. So as you can see, we're at level 20. And level 20, this shape hopefully looks familiar to you. If it doesn't, oh, actually you're in luck, because right about now I'll put a little I'll put a little card in the upper right, and to a video I made on how to solve this shape. That hasn't changed. The level number has changed, and if we do this, it unlocks wires and quad painter. Apparently, both are something new to this game, so that's pretty cool. But let's go take a look. Let's hit F. Okay, and if you look, our tiers are this shape here. We've gotten a lot of it, and I went ahead and just upgraded as all these shapes came in. I went ahead and hit upgrade, and right now we're just waiting on these shapes right here. And once they're done, then we're going to easily be able to upgrade again, and then we'll be needing to. We won't need to make these shapes anymore. Well, actually, yeah, we might, but we'll need to concentrate on these shapes, these kind of lopsided beetle, half checkerboard football looking thing. This right here is probably the most difficult shape we've encountered so far, and again, I made a video on how to do it. That's fine, and I've actually, just to see if the mechanics still worked, you can see some of them. We've already gotten like 5,000 of them. You can see them. They're here on the belt. There's a few. And here are a bank of machines that will be making these shapes, but I set up one machine as a test. And you'll notice it's an improvement even over the improved version that I made in the video, because now we have 180-degree rotation, which means you can, anytime you have an instance of 2 rotators, whether they be counterclockwise or clockwise, you can replace it with a single 180. And there were a few places where that happened. I was able to shorten this thing up a little bit, and yeah, it seems to be working pretty well. So there's our shape. I know it works. But I think we're going to call it an episode now. We've made it up to level 20, and I'm told that is the top level, but there are like many tiers. But actually, no, I'm told that this is level 20, but that there are actually 26 levels. I I think I think that's when free play starts. So who knows what level 21 is going to be? We'll find out. But yeah, in the next episode, I'll have this array of machines, this array of arrays rather, and they will be madly producing these level 20 shapes. Maybe it'll already be done by the time we do this. But again, I've already made a video on how this machine works and why it works. I'm not going to belabor the point again. But go ahead, check it out. Again, I left a card. There'll be a link in the description if you haven't seen it already, maybe even a link at the end. And be sure to check it out. And so hopefully the next episode will make sense once you've seen that. And I'm Joe Mama, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao.